It's the Honey Badgers world, and we're just living in it. Daniel Ricciardo wins again last time out. Welcome back to our Team Lotus F1 Manager series. And yes, last time out, if you didn't see it in Barcelona, Daniel Ricciardo took his Monaco win and doubled it up in Barcelona with back-to-back victories. Liam Lawson, a bit of a struggle in Barcelona. He was bogged down. Well, at least I say bogged down. We tried different strategies, didn't quite work, and he came away in 5th. But really good work from Daniel Ricciardo. He's dominating over Lawson and he's doing really big things for us. We see it here. He takes another 26 points. He's actually 2nd in the Drivers' Championship. We're not expecting to fight for the championship, but who knows? You know, we weren't expecting to win races this season, and we are expecting to go back down in the order as we don't design this car any further. But as I say, who knows? But it is looking pretty good for Valtteri Bottas. Constructors, we're up to 3rd. I want to finish at least 5th. I think the season objective is 7th, if I remember correctly. Yeah, 7th or above. So, as I say, we're well on the way to 7th or above. It's basically secured now. It's done. Because, yeah, Williams are not going to score 177 points. So, we've already done the season objective, but my own objective is really to finish at least 5th. And I think we're well on the way to do that as well. But we are heading to Canada in 11 days, so it's a 2-week gap. It does allow the AI to get some designs done, so perhaps they will start to pull away from us again, but we shall see. As always, if you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell to be made aware of all the episodes in this Team Lotus series, like the video if you like the content, and drop a comment to get involved with the Califlap community. But let's head towards Canada and see what we can do in this one. Okay, we had a few worn car parts, so I've just gone in and replaced those. I just want to make sure we've got the latest design on both cars. We have the suspension. I'm sure I then changed design, so I don't know if Liam Lawson has been running the newest suspension, but we'll see in terms of car parts knowledge when we get into practice. So our recent factory fire, that's now been resolved, so we can manufacture again. Luckily, that fell when we didn't need to manufacture, but we are getting a little bit low on parts now, so that's good news. Oh, we missed our sponsor objective, so that is not good news. Okay, so we don't get much money from that. We've got a research project complete, but yeah, that sponsorship's not good, so we'll look at that shortly. But yeah, not got the cash we wanted there. We have still got 18 million in the bank, so we're maintaining that. Right, so another research project's done, so let's get another one underway. And we've done 2 underfloor projects now. Let's get another front wing, and then I'll do another underfloor. Next ATR is 4 days. To be fair, it's probably worth waiting those 4 days. So let's just wait for that to roll around. Let's look at this sponsor plan then. Okay, we'll go with that. We're having to use quite a lot there, but we need to try and make that target up. So let's confirm that. All right, new ATR period is available. So let's go in and research that front wing that we were going to do. Let's go for that. Let's have a look. So try and balance this out a little bit. Let's go for that. One engineer again, $1.8 million. Let us do another underfloor. I'm really getting this research going forward now. Go for a little bit more on the high speed here this time. One engineer again, $1 million. So that gives us 4 full projects again in terms of research. Okay, so Matthew Ogle's contract is ending in 6 months, and to be fair, most of the staff we have really increased in terms of overall rating, and the only one really left is Matthew Ogle, so I think we should start having a look at that. Let's have a look. Race engineers. What is going on here? GP is a free agent. This explains Red Bull downfall. They didn't want to re-sign Pierre as their technical chief. And that's how we got him, because he was a free agent. And they've done the same with Max Engineer. Maybe that's why Max is struggling so much. Hugh Bird is also available. So we've got to go for this, haven't we? I'm not interested, though. Occupied with current race weekend. Okay, maybe because we're now starting a race weekend, but we've got to remember this and come back next time because I will sign him this season if we can. That's mad. So, yeah, we need to come back to that. That could be another big name into the team. Okay, we're ready to start this Grand Prix weekend in Canada. One of my favourite tracks actually here. So let's go the same. 9th with Danny Rick, 10th with Liam Lawson. Can we continue to battle for race wins here? Here we go then, underway in Canada. There's going to be some wet weather coming, so let's hopefully get these setups done pretty quickly here. Practice in Canada completed, and it didn't go too well on Daniel Ricciardo's side, and really because my fault, I thought he was out on track for a whole stint, and he wasn't. So whilst Liam Lawson was getting 5 out of 5 feedback to come back in, I thought Danny Rick was doing the same, but he sat in the garage, so he lost a lot of track acclimatization. That's why it's only at 72%, but hopefully we can get that up through qualifying. Car parts knowledge, 100% on both of them. Setup satisfaction, 95% for Daniel Ricciardo, so a little work to do as his driver preparation is 90%. Track acclimatization, a lot better for Liam Lawson, 97%, 100% as we say on the car parts knowledge, and setup satisfaction, 97%. So his driver preparation is 97% as we head to qualifying in Canada next. If you start qualifying, it's going to be a wet one. It's going to peak and then it's going to drop about the same level it is now. So I think we just head out straight away here. Get our best laps in, hopefully. That's probably going to come out right behind a McLaren here. Hopefully that won't be too close as we start our laps. And the whole grid is coming out as well. So, oh, I think we might encounter some traffic here, you know. We've got Hamilton, Sonoda, and Joe, is it? I can't quite see. I think we're going to encounter some traffic here. We look like we're going very slow there. Yeah. That's abandoned straight away. Oh, we're trying again here then, but there's traffic just everywhere here. Oh, look at that from Lawson. Not good. This is going to be a bit of a nightmare to get a time here. Danny Rick has gone purple through the first sector, though. So hopefully this might be an actual lap from Danny Rick. Cross the line. Yes, go second. So I think we get a lap in with Daniel Ricciardo. But we've got to get Lawson back out here. Right, Lawson out again. It's a clear track this time for Lawson. Oh, he's locked up though. Oh, Lawson, this is going wrong.
Yeah, up, sorry.
Lawson is at risk now. Going out in Q1. He had a clear track.
Fails to respond.
Oh.
It took a gamble, and it was just...
Probably the only mistake he's made this year. We're going to have to call him in again. And we go again with Lawson. This will be his final chance. He's going to catch Piastri here. Right, he's green sectors. He's green, sorry, in sectors 1 and 2. It might catch Piastri here. Oh, I don't know if Piastri's on an in lap or a push lap. Piastri's on an in lap, so yeah, he gets out of the way, so that's fine. Russell's gone even quicker. But we're not going back out with Danny Rick. Should be safe, and hopefully Lawson is just about going to make it through to Q2. Let's see as he crosses the line. What does he do here? Checkered flag has fallen. He goes second. Better late than never from Liam Lawson, but that was close. He had to nail that lap. If not, he was going to be out in Q1. But as we have it, both drivers through to Q2. Track details again, it's going to say very similar throughout here, so I think just get him out again. And hopefully some cleaner laps earlier on here. Is the whole grid going out now? Yes, we probably... Are we going to catch them here? Let's see. First sector for Liam Lawson, 22.5. Exactly the same from Daniel Ricciardo. 22.273. Oh, 3 thousandths off. Our drivers are near enough setting the exact time here. This is going to be very close indeed. Lawson doesn't look like we're going to encounter any traffic as they now start their push laps. So this should be very nice indeed for us. Lawson past the wall of champions to the line then. What's he going to set? It's going to be very, very close, we feel, with Ricciardo. Lawson sets a 1:16.3. Ricciardo waiting for that time to pop up here.
So it's currently P2.
The exact same time.
Okay, very good lap, Daniel.
Daniel Ricciardo has set the exact same time as Liam Lawson. Well, our teammates could not be closer match there. Let's see if that's going to be enough for Q3. Right, we've elected not to go out. There's a minute left. The track has just turned dry, but everyone is on inters. So I think we should be safe still. Although, Théo Pourchaire... That's a hell of a lap from Théo there, isn't it? Ocon as well. Should we be worried? No, we're not. But I think there's some surprises there. So let's just have a look here. What happened in that drop zone? Yes, 2 Ferraris out in Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton. Fernando Alonso in the other Aston Martin. And that's because we saw a Williams of Esteban Ocon up here and Théo Pourchaire in that Haas. Great lap from them. And yeah, we just about managed it through to Q3 then. Same again then. It's going to be very much the same all the way through this session. So we'll go for 2 runs this time round. As we get the drivers back out and underway. I don't think we'll have traffic again here. We should be good. So Lawson does a 22.398. And he's got near enough a 10th on Daniel Ricciardo first sector there. 23.1 second. Very close again. It's about a 10th between them. So it is very closely matched between our 2 drivers across this weekend so far. Let's just have a look. But it is Bottas purple through that first sector. So that Mercedes looking like the car to beat though again. As Lawson across the line then. First one to set a lap here in Q3. Provisional pole, a 1:15.829. And Ricciardo, yeah, just a 10th off there.
At the moment, you're P2.
Bottas didn't go purple through the second sector though.
We're coming in.
He looks like he's going to be... setting a good time potentially for pole though is Bottas. Let's just have a look at him across the line. Valtteri then. Is he going to go to provisional pole for Mercedes? Yes, he does by about a 10.5. So good pace in that Mercedes. Starting our Q3 runs here, but Lawson unfortunately has not made the line. It was very close, but he's not made the line. And the track has got a little bit damper by about 0.08. Oh, and Ricciardo's into the wall. Ricciardo crashes out. And that's going to be it.
Yeah,
Wasn't going quicker in that first sector. But that is a gearbox. That's very bad news. Daniel Ricciardo crashes out. He will qualify P3. But what damage has he done there? Drama at the end there. Valtteri Bottas on pole. Liam Lawson second. Mistake there that we didn't get out. Well, we left it late, but I don't think the track would have been quicker anyway. So it would have been second place nonetheless for Lawson. Third for Ricciardo, but a big crash at the end. So we've got to look at the damage there. Max Verstappen, a better result for him this weekend so far. 4th. Russell 5th. Carlos Sainz 6th. The 2 McLaren 7th and 8th. Théo Pourchaire 9th. And Esteban Ocon round out the top 10. Let's jump into some strategy, but also... look at what damage Daniel Ricciardo's done on the car there. Well, that is bad news, isn't it? Because Daniel Ricciardo has just smashed up an engine. We've already basically used the first engine. He's just smashed up the second engine. So he's going to be on his third engine already now because of that crash, is Ricciardo. ERS as well, both looking poor. We're going to have to buy a new ERS at some point, so I wonder if we just do this now whilst we've got money. Do we take the grid penalty as well? Whilst the car's got some pace in it, and you can overtake round here, I think we're going to go with that. And yeah, smashes a gearbox. That's a very costly crash from Daniel Ricciardo. Right, everything is now back on the car, but that has been an almighty costly crash from Danny Rick. Oh dear, look at this for rain. It's in. I don't think it's ever going to get dry enough for dry compound tyres. But these peaks look nasty. Are we going to go to full wets here? It doesn't look like it's going to last long enough to stay on full wets. Potentially around lap 24 to 26, 27, it might be a full wet spell. And again, from lap potentially 40, which is a longer spell, 40 to 46, 47. But you'd think stay out on the inters just to get through that spell. So it looks like it's just going to be inters all the way here. And you can attack on a whole set of inters around Canada and make them last with Danny Rick. So it's going to look pretty boring, but it's going to be inters. And yeah, same with Lawson to switch over to those wet. But I think we just go on the inters, and if it does get too wet, we can make a decision partway through the race and just see where we feel we might need to stop for wet. But I think at the moment, set both drivers up, inters all the way. If it gets too wet and others are jumping in, then we might make a decision as to whether we need to box for those as well. And yeah, let's see how we go. Danny Rick probably going to take a penalty then because we're going to use an extra ERS. I think it's worth doing around Canada with the straights, although we're not going to have DRS, of course, in this race. But let's see how we go as we start this Canadian Grand Prix. But let us see then. So, a very wet Montreal.
Calm and composed heading.
Danny Rick coming off the back of 2 wins. What can he do here? As we have 4 lights, 5. Held for quite a while, but we're underway. Bottas leads us on pole, so yeah. Well, it's a bigger penalty, a 10-place penalty for Ricciardo then. So from 3rd on the grid down to 13th for that penalty. Lawson starts 2nd and holds on to 2nd through these first corners. So yeah, Ricciardo is actually a 10-place penalty, so he's down to 13th. So work to do for Ricciardo in this race. And what can Lawson do? As I say, I think the Mercedes have got the pace on us, so I think we'll do well to stick with them. But there's still a chance of a podium here for Lawson.
Any feedback on the track conditions?
There's already forming a gap to Perez in the Williams behind Ricciardo. I think we'll put Ricciardo on high for overtakes. Right, we probably need to settle down a little bit into this strategy. That's Lawson looking at a move there. I think he's going to lose a bit of time trying that though there. Should get a slipstream down here. Yeah, we're just easing off the tyres now, but it might be under pressure from Russell now. Yeah, I think Russell's going to have us here. It's just, he went for that move, and oh, he's cut the corner there. It's a bit all over the place here from Lawson. He's going to be under pressure from Max. Very poor driving, actually, from Lawson. And Piastri having a look as well. Is Lawson going to try and stay in there on Max? I don't think we'll see it on this replay, but he got out of shape here, so he just lost straight line speed. And just easy for Max. Wouldn't have made a difference if we were aggressively defending there. It's just completely all out of shape. Very scruffy from Lawson. Ricciardo looks like he's got a move done on Charles Leclerc back there. I'm going to get a replay of that now.
And we're watching Daniel Ricciardo. There's the opening.
Good move from Danny Rick. Have you seen? Oh, here we go. We used a lot of battery there. Come on. Danny Rick pulls to the left-hand side. Teo Porcher currently in the points for Haas. I don't think we've quite got past him, though. We don't. We still use some deployment off here as well.
Honestly, I don't think we can do much more.
Come on, Danny Rick. Don't be defeated here.
Keep focusing on the pace.
No, can't make it work then. Everyone's getting a tow. Hamilton is making some progress, though, because he's got past Teo, Pourchaire and Ocon now. Lawson took the eye off the ball. He's all over Max Verstappen here. And we're looking to make a move. Go on, Liam. Lovely. So Lawson finding some pace again, as expected. These Mercedes starting to pull away. Tyre life pretty good for Lawson. I'm happy with that. He can stay around third and keep a bit of tyre life over these. Pretty good. Max potentially coming back at us here. Put him in the wall of champions. Come on. No, are we going to hold on to this? Drag race into this first corner. Max is going to stay in there, I feel. But he has to concede, and he's got Oscar very close to him as well. So Hamilton's cut adrift a little bit, 4 seconds. And this is kind of costing Danny Rick here now. He's got good straight line speed, hasn't he, in that? I don't think it's because he's just getting that toe off Ocon. Go on, Danny Rick. Go on. No. Danny Rick, he's on aggressive, isn't he? It's not being that aggressive, though. The problem is he was just getting that toe and pulling away. This is costing us now. Hamilton's pulled 3 seconds on these. That's better. Yes, Daniel. That's what we needed. That was aggressive. And finally, he's cleared Teo Pourchaire. And I think, without getting ahead of ourselves, it should be a lot easier to get past Ocon here. This is what he needed to do a long time. A bit of an old classic Danny Rick. Lay on the brakes. Ricciardo switched to the inside. That's more like it. This should be job done, hopefully. Ocon keeps it clean, and that was a lot easier because he's not benefiting from a toe ahead of him. So Daniel Ricciardo moves up to 9th place, starting 13th on the grid, so he's up 4 places. Bit slower than we wanted, but we are now making some progress, and now it'll be interesting to see what his pace is like. So the Mercedes are going quicker, but apart from that, I think, looking at that briefly, I think, by my calculations, Danny Rick is the fastest driver on track, bar those Mercedes. So hopefully, good things to come from Ricciardo.
Keep up the liftoff. You're doing a very good job.
Yep.
Last race, you and the Mercedes were going back to back. Yeah, it was back and forth with those overtakes, weren't it? Bottas is in the pits. Sorry? Full wets. What's going on there?
Yeah, be smart and patient.
What? I'm confused. And now we've got a crash. Oh no! What is going on? Oh my! Oh, what is going wrong here?
Not going the way the team had hoped today.
Lawson's got major front wing damage. Why? I don't know what's going on. Why have they gone on the wets when it's... I'm confused, chat. I'm confused. Surely it's not time for wets. I think we're going to have to pit Lawson, aren't we? Is he going to get a 5-second penalty? No, somehow he gets away with it. Raphael, in my Haas save, I'm in Season 4. Ocon won title for us in Season 3, and right now we're fighting for constructors as well. Good stuff, Raphael. Mercedes master plan, cars in the pit zone. No, I don't know why they've... I mean, I'm confused why... Who went on the wet? Bottas and Max. And Ocon. That confused me, and then I kind of nearly missed a crash with our own driver who's got front wing damage. James, thanks for the follow. So Don't know what to do here now with Piastri, Lawson. Piastri used to be our driver in our last series. Yeah, we're going to have to change that front wing. It's whether we change over to wets while it is very wet, but then that's just going to cost him another pit stop, isn't it? Have these done their... Everyone's pitting for wets. Ah! I don't know, chat. I think it is going to be wet, but for a little while. For what? 4 laps? So it's whether you go to wet and lose 22 seconds, but then have to go back into inters 5 laps later. But Lawson's got no pace. I need to pit him. But what is it? Wets or inters? What do we think, chat? Wet from Lando. Hold on. It's going to be wet for a little while. 5 laps, though. Inters. So I've got 1 for wets, 1 for inters. 2 for inters. I need to make the decision. 2-1. It's 2-1 on inters.
Okay, we're going to box this lap.
Copy.
Russell's in for wets, I assume, as well. Bradders wants inters. Chris is saying trust the AI and go wets. Well, we've not, so we're about to get this horrifically wrong, potentially.
Sainz in the pits.
Got to change the front wing, so this is going wrong for Lawson at this stage. Right, last lap, Bottas a 1:23.8, Ricciardo a 25.9. We should have gone. We should have gone wets. We should have gone wets, chat. I think we've got to get Ricciardo in on wets. Look at the last lap from well, Verstappen is he's 1:26.5 though. This is one race to forget. It's early on. It's early on, Huru. It's only 17 laps gone. Anything can happen. But yeah, I think Lawson, we should have gone wet. Right, it's going to be wet, I think, now. Wet tyres will probably be at their peak for the next 6 laps. And then it'll cross over to Inter. So Danny Rick will have to jump back in. But Lawson is just going to stay out now.
Focus on reaction time and
Look,
no full throttle before pit exit.
We can't get any temperature into the tyre, look. That's the problem. So who's on wets now?
Currently P14.
Still a few that haven't stopped. Everyone behind Lawson is now on the wets, though. As Sainz is making the move on Alonso, who's one of those on the inters, so we're going to have to do the same here, hopefully. And it should be easy work in the braking zone. Much better grip on these tyres. Job done. Maybe is Alonso going to fight that back? No, he's not going to have the grip on those tyres.
No issues with temperatures.
Okay, understood.
Okay, so Lawson, so he hasn't got a penalty. His damage is cleared, but he's on the wrong tyres. Ocon's getting past him, so the wet tyre runners are certainly quicker at this phase. Sainz is on the wets ahead of us, though, isn't he? Yeah, Zhou, who he's now past Zhou, going very slow.
Okay, so let's just catch up.
Are we going to get past Zhou here? Hopefully in the braking zone again, we should be able to do that. Yes. I think Gasly is the next intermediate runner. I think Sainz is already near enough past him, so the Inters are really struggling now. I think it's poor chair really holding people up here. He is, but that's helping Ricciardo. I mean, it is Zhou's pitting now. It is 25 seconds for a pit, so Lawson might benefit from these wet tyre runners come in. I mean, Zhou and Alonso are going to pit now and again in a couple of laps. Ricciardo through. Oh, track is at 5mm, so that's going to take a while. Hamilton finally decides to pit.
Long way to go.
Lawson now overtaken by Perez. Well, this is the water level still going up, but it should be going down. This is just going all wrong for Lawson, isn't it? Ricciardo's past Teo Porcher. Hamilton's in and out of the pits.
Oh, we can cancel lift off.
How far back is he
can do the
now?
overtake.
It's 5. It's coming down. It's coming down. Come on. We need that to fall rapidly. Come on, Danny Rick. Daniel Ricciardo past Sainz. Going to try and use most of this. Well, most of this tyre. We're just going to burn this tyre up. Come on, is this going to be 2 overtakes in quick succession here? Switching to the inside. Oh, Hamilton, very defensive there. Look at that. It's cut the inside off. Very nice defending. Compromise, though, will allow us a good exit here. Yes, looking good. Daniel Ricciardo looking for the inside here. Hamilton can't cover that off.
On charge on.
Hamilton's going to stick it in here, though, on the inside. Cutting the corner. Cheating, Hamilton. He's done. He's done. Right. Ricciardo up to 6th, though. So whilst it's going wrong for Lawson,
Currently P6.
it's going
next one
right
is
for
Norris.
Ricciardo. Are we gaining on Norris? 2.2 seconds. Let's change to damp. Now when do we switch over to the inters? Probably we can use Lawson. Keep saying Oscar from the old series. We can use Lawson's lap time. There's 126.3 for Ricciardo. Where is Lawson? 128. So it's still a couple of seconds slower at the moment. Yellow flag. Oh, was that Lawson again?
Take care, you're approaching.
I hope not.
Crash.
No, it's Alonso looked to be involved with a
You're
Haas there.
approaching some debris.
Guan Yu Zhou and Fernando Alonso then. Oh, Fernando loses a end plate on his wing. Zhou off. Mick says box for Inters. It's getting close. Getting close. I think it is the crossover point just about. Just want to see. I think these Mercs are staying out though, aren't they? I think I'm going to go at the end of this lap. Do we feel it's going to stay wet though here? Actually, maybe we need to keep these wets working until we get to here. Because look, we look at lap 30, the rain increases again. So I don't think we should box for Inters. If we box for Inters, we're then going to struggle through this. And I think that's why we're not seeing anyone pit. So Lawson, we probably need to be careful that tyre life for Danny Rick as well, because that wet weather is going to last 10 laps.
Okay.
Depends how wet it gets, but if it does get a lot wetter than that, then Lawson, we will have to pit. Last lap, 24.5 for Ricciardo, 25.2. So it is, I think we are at the crossover point, but because that wet weather's coming in, I don't see the point of boxing. I think it's now increasing. I think we have to pit Lawson. We tried not to. We tried our best, but I think it's now gonna... It's still not at its peak. It's now about to be at its peak. I think the wets are going to be quicker for lap 33 for about 7 laps. I think it's just going to be too long.
Currently P5.
Although he's going for a cheeky move on Pierre Gasly here. Wonder if Pierre's going to stay out.
Loris behind you.
No, Pierre. Sorry for making it in the... No, Tom, not an issue. I went for it. I felt like it could work. It nearly did. If this wasn't going to be too much of a P, yeah, Gasly decides the same then. So both ourselves and Gasly have to abandon that idea. Piastri's pushed up the road somewhat there.
Let's try to take opportunity.
2.3, at least it's a half decent stop for us there. If it wasn't raining as much, plan could have worked. Yeah, it's just unlucky. It was on the edge. It was one of those. Could have gone either way. We took a risk. Right, Lawson, yeah, let's just attack on that now.
Copy.
Come on, I feel we need to get this done on Gasly. Oh, it's tight through there, but we're hanging on there.
Looking good.
Copy.
Thomper, 95, thanks for the follow. And Lawson is through on Gasly then, so he is up to a whopping P18. But let's see what pace he's got. 1.7 off Hulkenberg. And then after Hulkenberg, we've got 5 seconds to Théo Pourchaire. So this much better pace from Lawson. That's a lovely move round the outside of Nico Hulkenberg. And away goes Liam Lawson, finding a bit of confidence now. He's on the actual right tyre. Well, Piastri's had to go very defensive there. I don't know if he got a poor exit. You really want to go back to the outside there, Ricciardo. Not compromise your own entry. There'll be a long way round the outside here. But he switches to the inside. That will be a much better line for Danny Rick. On the inside then of Oscar Piastri, and through we go into P4 for Daniel Ricciardo. Now we chase down the mighty Max Verstappen for a podium place.
Okay, understood.
Yellow flag. Where's that happening? The spin. It's not us.
Yellow, where you are?
It's
Understood.
Lewis Hamilton. Witzer, hi buddy. How's it going? Oh, Lewis lights up the rears. Well, he's fine down there where he was anyway, but this is a problem, Lawson here. We had this earlier on with Ricciardo, didn't we, where he got bogged down. He's going to have to be really aggressive here, although he gets a really good exit, so maybe it's not going to be as hard as Ricciardo found it. Lawson says thank you very much to Théo Pourchaire. And he's going to be straight on to Lance Stroll here, and then he's got 6 seconds up to Alonso, although Théo Pourchaire's not giving up on that, but it is over now. Need to go, see you next live, no worries. Good to see you, Atty. Goodbye. Good. What are you? Yeah, all good, Witzer. Good to hear. And again, straight on to Stroll then. Lawson is loving it at the moment. Russell in on Inters. Russell is the first to go. I'll assume it's going to be Inters. Max goes in as well. So we're going to have to cover that off.
Box.
Box confirmed.
I think for Lawson
Box,
we can...
Box. We go to Inter. Box.
I think for Lawson we'll go as well. Don't want to make the same mistake again. Probably a little bit too early than... Well, earlier than I'd normally go, but I feel with Lawson, let's just get him in. 2.4. Our pit crew disappear. They're that quick. Beautiful stuff. Right, Ricciardo should be in next. Lawson got a bit of traffic there, but he's fine.
Take it easy in the pit entry.
Yep, understood.
Can attack on those Inters, actually. That's going to be fine. Oh, Oh no, not a slow stop. Please, please let him go. Please. Verstappen is definitely going to jump us now. That's a very poor stop for us. You do cut this first corner, but it's not going to be enough.
Okay.
Ah, that's frustrating.
Right.
So Ricciardo is going to have to do it all again on Max Verstappen.
We are P8.
Piastri pit. So Piastri was close to us, wasn't he? But obviously we've had that slow stop now. So is Piastri going to jump us? He'll cut this first corner. Here he comes. We'll just stay ahead of him and our tyres will be up to temp. So we should maintain that. Right, Lawson is going to get past Gasly because Gasly is staying out on his wet tyres for some reason. And then he'll have, yeah, about 6 seconds to Tsunoda and Perez. And that's effectively the fight for 10th place, I think. Here we go. Keep this clean, please. Yes, we're through. Norris pits. He stayed out a long time. Charles still on the wet, so I don't know what some of these AIs are doing. Right, so let's just manage this gap to Verstappen as we get a brief yellow flag. I'm just going to do a bit of top-up. Tsunoda locked up. That's
Now
handy
we
for
can
us.
See what happened. This one is involving Yuki Tsunoda. All good at this point. Oh, and the car locks up.
Oh, Yuki, that's going to cost him a little bit there. Tsunoda, although it doesn't cost him that bad, to be fair. Ricciardo overtakes Charles, but that's because he stayed out on the wet. Multiple cars have crashed. That's not us. It's in front of us. It's Tsunoda and Alonso, is it? Is it Alonso in another collision here? I think it is. Yuki Tsunoda. Oh, Alonso, did he just turn in on him there? We avoid it, thankfully. Alonso been in 2 collisions there on that first corner today. But we are now 11th with Lawson, and it's 11 seconds to Perez. And I think that's about as best as we could do, but it would be a point. Is this another crash? What's happened here? Same corner. Teo Porcher in the Haas. And Stroll, is it? He is. All having problems down to in T1 there. Virtual safety car. What has happened now?
Okay, maximum focus on cooling down those rear tires.
Dragovic.
Roger.
Turn
Here we are
3.
following the Alpine.
Dragovic having a crash every episode.
Oh, that's where they hit the wall. And that's
Oh,
one surefire
dear.
way to put a dampener on your weekend.
Oh dear. So Lawson's still got 8 seconds to find on Perez, but that would still be a point. So that'd be at least something to salvage from this one. And it's what Ricciardo can do here against Verstappen and Piastri. Ricciardo against, yeah, Verstappen and
Okay, we
Piastri.
have a bit more rain now. A bit more rain coming now.
What are you saying, Pierre? Not a bit more rain, is there? Oh, it is going to increase a little bit. He's not lying. I don't think that's going to get to full wet.
No problem.
Right, all over the back of Max Verstappen here. Can we just get past Max, use all our battery, and just sail off into the distance? That's what I'd like to do. Come on, Danny Rick. A honey badger at it again, past his old teammate, Max Verstappen. Probably Max's hardest teammate he's had in his career. And Danny Rick is into 3rd place onto the podium, but Verstappen is not going to give that up.
Good job. That's P3.
And we're going to use all of our battery here, really, to see if we can just pull away, get a second or so. Bit of a gap on him, but he's got a good toe. And Bottas leads by 6 seconds. We're 8 seconds back on George, but I don't think we're going to make any impact on that.
Your last lap was purple.
That's fastest lap for Daniel Ricciardo. A bonus point potentially here as well.
Oh, it's so wet for them out there.
Oh, not the 2 Hasses. Banyu Zhou and Teo Porcher. This is going to be a lockup going into the back of him.
Keep out of each other's way. Now their
That's
confidence
awful.
will have taken a hit with that.
That's awful, isn't it? I think that's a penalty coming for Théo Pourchaire. Was it into the back of Joe? Right, we're getting bogged down. Is that... Who is that? Van Dorn? We're behind Van Dorn. We need to get... He needs to get out of the way, Van Dorn. You're being lapped, Van Dorn. Stop racing. Oh, he drove into the side of us there. Right, we've got 3 seconds on Verstappen. It's 4.5 to Russell. I think that's kind of staying the same. No, how do you not get a penalty for that? What Michael Massey is going on here? Just literally rear-ended him. Clear as day. And Théo Pourchaire is retired now. Has he just pulled in that enough? Yeah. Like Fernando before, he didn't. He was ashamed of what happened there. Right, it's very, very wet now. That's what she said. Right, Lawson, come on. We got a bit bogged down there with an Alpine. It's looking good for the gap on Verstappen. Is there a chance of a P2? Tyre life is going to be absolutely fine. These tyres getting very hot on Lawson, though, which I'm not particularly liking. As he's going for the move here. And job done on Perez. So we are into P10, into the points from Lawson. So from his pretty chaotic race, I think that's a pretty good result for him. So we didn't really see that from that angle. So let's have another look.
Action closely here.
Yeah, good move from Lawson. He's made good moves across this race. Let down, really, by us on the strategy. Although we did have that crash with Piastri, which did hamper us. He had to come in at that stage because of front wing, and that's why we had to make the decision. But we should have really gone on wets. But you win some, you lose some. Down to 2 seconds on Russell. But we need K-Mag getting out of the way here. 3 laps to go.
Okay, we need some deploy.
Cheers.
He does get out of the way. 1.9. I'm going to deploy across this lap, but I'm just going to have nothing to fight George with if we get there. And the battery is gone. Oh, we've got 1%. 1% battery. 3 laps to go. Alonso's pulled out his deck chair and is watching, yeah. Although it might be a bit wet for his deck chair. He's got like a poncho on or something, Fernando. Right, Danny Rick then. We've been able to get to George Russell, but we've used all the battery, so we're trying to rely on a bit of a tow here so we can get some battery back.
Charge on, charge on.
Okay.
2 laps to go then as Bottas starts the penultimate lap. Oscar, thanks for the follow. When do you do the next live? I might be here if I see the live. It's 7:15 on Friday, so every Tuesday and Friday.
You can do charge off.
Okay, yeah, understood now.
Right, 1 second here to George.
Click overtake this.
Okay, understood.
Lawson, 100th quicker than Charles. Both going very much quicker than Norris. But that's nothing's going to happen there. Right, using all the battery again.
Keep the head down.
You mean to say every Tuesday and Friday I can live my dream watching Bottas actually win stuff? You can, Josh. You can. For this season, at least, I think there's a good chance Bottas is going to become the 2025 World Drivers' Champion.
We don't have enough battery.
Okay, understood.
Battery's gone again. I don't think it's going to be quite enough unless this Alpine of Van Dorn is going to cause some chaos here on this final lap. We get within near enough half a second. Bottas starts the final lap. He can take it easy to bring it home for a victory for Mercedes. This Alpine is here.
Okay, understood.
Come on, hold him up. Hold him up.
Click overtake available.
Okay.
He gets out of the way. Is he going to hold us up? I felt he might have held us up a little bit there. I'm not sure. It's 1 second. I don't think we're going to have enough battery to do anything about it. Push. We're pushing. Well, I don't think we've got enough battery life to do much about it. We're going to be too far back. We got close, though, to be fair. Within a second of George, 5 seconds back on Bottas. So there's good pace from Ricciardo in this final stint. But we just didn't have the battery to play with once we got here. George will deploy out of that final corner, and as you can see, he's got much more battery, so that's going to be it really for us. Close. Oh, as Lawson's got fuel delta warning, that's not good.
Copy.
Just the same with Daniel Ricciardo, we need to be careful. We've been burnt by that before.
Copy. Give us a bit more lift off, please.
Yep.
Ricciardo, though, is going to cross the line. He's going to finish third here in Canada. It was a good race in the end from him. He took a 10-place grid penalty. Started, well, qualified P3. Started 13th, so he's up 10 places. Solid drive for Ricciardo. Mercedes had the pace on us, but we nearly got to George Russell there. Lawson, just being a bit concerned, but he has conserved that fuel now, so we're absolutely fine on that. And Liam Lawson is going to come home after a chaotic race for him on the wrong tyres. But he is still going to salvage a point for us here. As he rounds these final corners, past the wall, the champion, Liam Lawson, P10, and gains us another point. Danny Rick, P3, Lawson, P10, double points for us again, and another podium for the Honey Badger.
Anyone who enjoys a podium,
Oh, was Danny Rick on his own there on the podium?
A fifth
Seemed to be standing there.
season for them with a beautiful trophy too.
There we go then. Mercedes dominate 1-2 for them.
Smiles for the cameras as the drivers can let
Ricciardo is still there. Don't forget about Danny Rick. Here we have it then. The Mullet Man again. Valtteri Bottas wins it. George Russell second. Daniel Ricciardo up 10. What a drive and the fastest lap. So takes 16 points. Oscar Piastri fourth. Max Verstappen fifth. Carlos Sainz sixth. Lewis Hamilton up 4 to 7th. Lando Norris 8th. Charles Leclerc 9th. And poor Liam Lawson down 8. Had that crash with Piastri. We then had to put him into the pits. And we had to decide on inters or wets. We went inters. Should have been wets. And that's what lost him the time. I think he went down to about P18, P19. So a good recovery to get back to P10 and still secure a point for us. And I don't think there was any real surprises. But these Aston Martins, who we thought would battle for 5th this year, really struggling at the moment. Drivers' Championship, though, look at this. Valtteri Bottas, domination. And Daniel Ricciardo is still in second, but we will drop backwards with that. But Valtteri Bottas leads the Driver Championship. Daniel Ricciardo second. Oscar Piastri third. Max Verstappen trying to hold on to his championship this year, but he's, 98 points behind. Goes up to 4th. Lando Norris is in 5th. Charles Leclerc 6th. George Russell 7th. Lewis Hamilton 8th. Carlos Sainz is 9th. Liam Lawson stays in 10th. And Fernando Alonso 11th. K-Mag 12th, Esteban Ocon 13th, and no other point scorers. Mercedes, back to some dominance nearly here. So they lead the Constructors' Championship. McLaren in second. Good points, actually, from McLaren. And very close between, actually. There's 2 points in it across this weekend between Red Bull, McLaren, and Team Lotus ourselves. Still in third. I know I'm a broken record, but we will drop back to 5th. It's just we're at the peak at the moment, so we're enjoying it while it lasts. But I do think we will finish 5th now because Aston Martin are just having a terrible run. So it's us in 3rd, Ferrari 4th, Red Bull 5th, Aston Martin 6th, Williams 7th, and the rest of the teams yet to score. And that brings us to a closer. Another podium, that's the positive. Up 10 places with Danny Rick. Lawson went the other way, really. That was because of that crash and we made the wrong strategy call. But all in all, he did well to get back to 10th place. Double points finish for us. And still a pretty enjoyable race for us. As I say, we'll be back Friday, so if you have jumped into the stream, before you go, please do give it a like, and if you like what you see, come back on Friday at 7:15, and we will be continuing this Team Lotus series then. So thanks for all the likes, comments, and support, and we'll be back on Friday.